Happy National Apprenticeship Week, everybody. Miranda here, Careers Advisor. Just wanted to give you some information about apprenticeships because a lot of the time people think they know what they are, but maybe have a bit of misunderstanding or unclear about some of the important points. So apprenticeships are basically a job. You are working for an employer, but while you're working, you're also studying, and usually they call it training. But it's basically learning. So it could be in a college environment. So some colleges in the Brighton area, for example, offer apprenticeships like GBMet. But sometimes the training might happen while you're actually at the job. So someone might come to you and do the training or the learning part with you. And sometimes there are specialist training providers which are not like colleges. They're either smaller or they just focus on one particular type of training. Some of the apprenticeships are kind of you spend time at a college or a training provider every week. Others you might do it in blocks. So you work with the employer and then every month or 2 months you spend condensed amount of time at a training provider. So there's a real mixture of how it might work, which I know can sometimes seem quite confusing, but it's just the nature of the fact that every job is different. It just works like that. You do get paid. Yay. Because you're working, it's a job. It's not necessarily going to be millions of pounds, certainly when you're starting off. But remember, for those of you who are doing an apprenticeship instead of going to college, for example, or even university, you wouldn't be paid to be doing that. There are lots and lots of apprenticeships available, lots more than there used to be. They're not in every single area, but they're broadening out quite a lot. A good idea is to go online to find an apprenticeship, and I'm just going to give you an example now. I'm going to scroll through it. So if you go to find an apprenticeship, which is a government website, and you should get a page that looks like this. You can either do it by keyword. I'm just going to keep it open at the moment, and I'm going to put in Brighton East Sussex, and then you can do how big a radius around there you want to look. So let's say 20 miles, so we'll get a real range. And then you've got the option of levels. So these coincide with education levels. So intermediate is the same as GCSE level, advanced is the same as A level, higher is the first year of a degree, and a degree is you end up with a degree and you've been working at the same time, which is brilliant. There's quite a few of those available. But I'm just going to say all levels, so we get everything up, and then we're going to search. I think there's around 191 apprenticeships available at the moment, which is nearly 200 apprenticeships. That's fantastic. And there's everything. We've got ones that are a bit more traditional, like hairdressers, customer service, business, digital assistants, dental nurses, retail, furniture maker, casework assistants, that's working with the police, childcare, media executive. I mean, there's all sorts of weird and wonderful things up here. What I recommend is if an apprenticeship route is something that you're even thinking about, get on that website and have a really good look to see what kind of things are available. You might already have an idea of what you're interested in. This might make you think, yes, that is definitely what I want to do, or you might go, oh, actually there's something else completely new which I hadn't thought of before. So have a really good look at that website. As usual, speak to friends and family. Sometimes apprenticeships are not advertised, and you can actually create your own apprenticeship at a workplace. Maybe you're already working or you're a little bit older. You might want to ask your workplace if they'd be willing to take you on as an apprentice. So there's different routes into apprenticeships. It's not quite as easy as going to college, and actually that's something to say. If you are in year 11, you're thinking about an apprenticeship, do apply to college as a backup, because there's never going to be a guarantee that you'll get one. Sometimes you have to compete against other people, and sometimes they just don't come up in time for when you would be starting college. Any questions, get in touch. As always, direct message us, reply on this feed, you can email us as well. We're here to help. If we're in your school, then we can certainly help you apply to any apprenticeship that you're interested in, but it does take a little bit of effort from you. So it's not just a case of finding one and then getting it immediately, or them just saying yes, of course. It's going to take a little bit of effort on your behalf. But if there's an area of work that you're interested in, then an apprenticeship can be a really good route, because it's going to give you the exact right sort of skills that you need for that sort of work. But if you're someone who isn't really sure what kind of work they want to do, or maybe is still really interested in school-based subjects, then it might not be quite the right route yet. So if you're unsure, as always, speak to a careers advisor, ask us on here, and take care. Bye guys.